Hello everyone, my name is Alice and welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, I'm trying to do something particularly different than I usually do. What I usually do in this channel is watch a particular anime and I just basically give my thoughts and review about it. And we're not going to do that. I want to cover more than just anime. I want to cover like the community and whatnot. And I'm going to be talking about conventions. Now, what are conventions? They're basically just like small groups of people that gather around in like a venue, and each convention is particularly different. Some have conventions for, I heard one time there was a cow convention here in Florida. I don't know how that works, but the most known conventions I know is like Comic Cons, and what just happened this past weekend was Megacon. In this particular video, I want to talk about what is Megacon, some tips and advice on how to do Megacon, and my overall review on Megacon this year, because I was fortunate enough to go for a couple days this year. Now, those who doesn't know what Megacon is, it is, I think, the biggest convention, if not one of the biggest conventions in the country, along with Anime Expo that is held in Los Angeles every year. And now Megacon is just a variety of things. It's people always just like, I don't want to say people, but as in simplest terms, it's basically where all the geeks unite. So you would probably think this is only an anime convention when it really is not. It has anime, they have comics, they have superheroes, they have Marvels, they have Star Wars, they have this, they had that. This year they brought like the cast from Twilight to go there. Like, it's just a big convention where all different types of communities comes together and like basically huddle up and hang out for a little bit. Now, Megacon is held in different times throughout the year. When I first started going in 2017, Megacon was in the middle of May, but now as of this year, they released it in February, and they already did an announcement by Friday that next year is going to be in March. So it's a very big venue, and it's a very big event that happens every year in the anime community. I know that the company that does Megacon Fan Expo has several different conventions. I am very knowledgeable about conventions at the time because I have a family member, not sponsored by the way, that has her little own small business, and she always applies to conventions, and she applied to Megacon this year. But Megacon is really hard to get in as it is one of the biggest like conventions in the country. Like, one singular day, there's about like 180,000 people that go in one of the 4 days that be there. And so it's really hard to get in if you want to sell something. It's like, and also another thing that they do for the processing is that if you are able to get a ticket table at Megacon, then you are able to reapply for next year's and your spot is guaranteed. So whoever doesn't want to go next year, those are the only spots you're able to go to in Megacon. So that's why it's so hard for newcomers to come and go, because some people can make like about $10,000 in Megacon alone, and so people will sign up for next year like, I made bank in this, so I'm gonna stay in it. And it's multiple people throughout the country that comes down to Orlando, Florida to sell their product, and it's hard for new ones to come in because they already have spots available for people who want to stay. They're already there. It's just like a fight for the competition. But yeah, this is not sponsored by the way, but if you guys want to check out her shop, her name is The Geeky Cherry. I do help her out in some of the conventions. Like, she will need someone to be there so she can use bathroom breaks or whatnot, whatever happens. So I'll be there to cover the booth. It's her business. I just help to assist her. I'm not helping her anyway to create her stuff. The only things I do at the most is like do the cups. But I am there, and I am kind of knowledgeable about conventions because she tells me all about it. But if you're interested, she makes handmade crochet plushie. Go check her out. Her name is The Geeky Cherry. Link down in the description. So now that you guys know what Megacon is a convention run by a company called Fan Expo. I do not know, from my knowledge, I do not know if Anime Expo is related to Megacon. This because I'm not researching it. I know that they have different kinds of convention that are not only in Florida, they have it in like New York, Texas, even in Canada. But I do not know if the big one in LA is from the same company as Megacon. Now, here are some tips about Megacon. When you're going to get to Megacon, first thing you need to do is be prepared to walk everywhere. Megacon is no joke. If you're not very physically active and you like get rounded up just from walking from here down the street, Megacon is no joke. You will be tired. There is some accommodations because my family this year decided to close by like a near hotel that was 3 blocks away, and 3 blocks in Florida, it's not like 3 blocks in New York. 3 blocks in Florida is like half a mile. While 3 blocks in New York is just like 3 lights, here in Florida it's a long way. And so if you're not physically ready to walk all that stuff, there is people that you pay them because they have you know like horse carriages, but instead of like the horses, it's like people on bikes, and you had to pay them. I never rode on it, so I can't say the exact price because I just went in out and I'd be cheaping out walking. But you pay those people, and then they give you a ride to the venue. But there is people that you pay and they'll take you there depending on how far you walk. There is scooters there that you can get there faster, but then again, you have to pay, and that's going to be my other tip in a second. But if you're not mentally ready to go, because the convenience center for Megacon is located in International Drive, and if you guys do not know what International Drive is in Florida, it is the equivalent, it's like the baby version of like Times Square, if I can say that. It is where like a lot of top-notch restaurants is located right next to Disney World, like really, really close. Is right next to SeaWorld, right next to Universal. So that is like where most, like in that little spot, most of the big theme parks are like 10-15 minutes away from that spot. It's a very big area, and so International Drive I know people hate when Megacon comes around because the traffic is brutal. And in International Drive, it's so big, the convention, they have 2 separate buildings, but they usually do it in the big building. Last year, they did it in the smaller venue, which is still kind of like the same size in my opinion, but the convenience center that is in International Drive can hold 2 different conventions at the same time. That's why it's particularly big, and that's why they most likely do Megacon in Florida, because the convention center is huge. We just got to Megacon. Literally at the entrance, I already walked 3,000 steps. It's gonna be a day today. It's gonna be a day. Now, my second tip for Megacon is save money, have some sort of money, because you're going to be spending money like a bitch. Megacon, you can say whatever budget is in your mind. Like, hey, my budget for the whole, like for today is going to be $50. You're going to spend probably way more than $50 unless you do not buy any of the merchandise. Because when you get in, you have to pay for parking in the area unless you park all the way to the other side of the freaking somewhere, you know what I mean? And you're gonna walk. You are gonna walk to the area. So you have to pay for parking. The farther you are, the cheaper the parking. But again, that will go back to my first point that you're gonna walk a lot. So you still have to pay parking, and the parking that we had to pay was $20, which is half the price than the parking that was by the venue, which was $40-something. And when you get in, you're gonna get hungry, right? They have like a little food court of places to eat. So I saw there was Papa John's, there was like 2 Chinese restaurants, there was a boba place, there was crepes, and there was a little sign of Chick-fil-A. I want to get Chick-fil-A. Their menu is extremely limited because there's going to be a lot of people. They can't do many modifications. So they, like in Chick-fil-A, for instance, they had the chicken sandwich. You couldn't take the pickles off. You had to take it out yourself. the potato bag chips, not even like the fries, the potato bag chips, and then the drink was separate. And so I paid for me and my brother because my brother went with me one of the days. It was his first time. And that came out to be around almost $50. It's going to be more expensive, just like for the food alone. And if you had a big family that you're going to, you're going to spend money on them. And then when you go around, when you come in, the first thing you're going to see is like the exhibitor aisle. And I will talk about more about that later. But exhibitors are people that buy stuff and resell them. So they buy quantities of items and they resell it for a profitable amount. I cannot say double the amount or triple the amount because I'm not a vendor. I don't know how that business works. And so that's going to be the first section you're going to walk by. And most people spend a lot of money in that section because, then again, it is one of the first ones. And then you have Artist Alley that's right next to it. And then you have comics that are right in the middle between those two. And people pay for limited edition comics. And they're one of a kind. And plus, you go to Artist Alley, where is people of small businesses like my aunt that make their own art and they sell it. And that art can be it can vary, right? It can be their own original art and they make prints of it, or they can be keychains, or they can be this, plushies, whatever they desire, right? So you're gonna spend a lot of money at Megacon, and I think it's best, like if you are watching this video now, because Megacon just finished yesterday. I was there on Friday and Sunday, because my brother was going on Friday, and usually I go on Thursday and Sunday, and I'll get more into that later. But I went on Friday because my brother was going there, and then day one of MegaCon with my brother here. This is for my YouTube channel, bro.
What's up, YouTube?
But yeah,
You need to.
it was still a lot of money. It was a lot of money. Another tip is if people go and they cosplay. Some people I have known that they prepare their cosplay as of right now, and so they can just demonstrate it in Megacon. I'm gonna try to say this in the most nicest words possible. Please do not point at the cosplayers. I feel like it was generally rude when you start pointing and be like, oh my god, that's Jinx from Arcade. Oh my god, that girl's dressed like Maleficent. And another thing is cosplay does not equal consent. Do not snap pictures of people without their consent. I have snap pictures of people, but it's not like you're not allowed to take pictures of someone. It's that you just have to ask permission. And most of the time, they say yes because they're there to display their cosplay. Because cosplay, again, is someone's professional life. Some people do it professionally, and it's what they desire to do. And so most of the time, they will like to take pictures. And so you just have to go up and be like, oh my god, I love your cosplay. Can I take a picture of it? Oh, hey, can I take a picture with you? And that's about it. Someone even asked my brother if they can take a picture with him. They were dressed as an Akatsuki member from Naruto. So, my brother said yeah, and that was it. But cosplay does not equal consent. It is commonly known in Megacon, and I don't know if other conventions, like Fan Expo conventions, that people are knowledgeable about this, but just ask if it's okay to take a picture of someone's cosplay other than just randomly snapping it and walking away, because again, that's just morally wrong in my opinion. Now, I have been going for several years. It was only 2 years back to back that I didn't go. I don't have the lanyard of when I was going with the first time around. I don't remember if I threw it away, but this is mine from 2019. This was Megacon, and it was, I don't know if you can see it, May 16th. I was there on a Saturday, and Saturdays are the busiest days, so I don't know how I got in. How did I survive that day? But yeah, as you see, it was towards May that they were like helling Megacon, and then this year was February. So basically, when you're going into Megacon, you have to pay your ticket, and the tickets vary. They do have advanced ticketing and early bird ticketing. So like the early bird ticketing, you can get your tickets relatively cheaper around the summer. But another downside to that is that if you do not get those days off, you kind of lose your money. And because it's a year prior, and you can ask your boss, like if you work for a company job, you can ask your boss, but it's hard because if you don't get those days off, you kind of waste money unless you go later. But yeah, you go buy your ticket depending on which day you go. There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they give you this badge, and you have to activate the badge through here. It's already activated and dead, so it's not like anyone's gonna see it. But when you get in, they give you the badge, and they give you an activation code. So you have to activate your card because that will show them like if you're still in the building, and when you leave, they deactivate it so they can know how many people are left in the convention. And they do this just to track people, to see like whoever's still there and stuff like that. And this is just like a safety precaution in case something were to happen to you. They will be looking for you. But this is how it was in 2019. I think I didn't go 2020 for obvious reasons. I don't have the one I had when I first went there, which I don't it was 2017 because I still have the ticket. This was mine of last year. It was 2024. I had the 4-day pass. And this is what the 4-day pass had, and it was just it was just a 4-day pass. Another thing is when you get your badge and stuff, they have like a table of lanyards. So you have the option to get the free one that is completely black. Or if you want to be like other people, you buy one that is about $5 right here. And that's going to be most people's first purchase of the day, is that they buy a particular lanyard that is $5. This is my most time purchase just because I collect these. I collect my family's ones too, so I can like have memories of it. But like, I went to Megacon this year. Now this was this year's Megacon badge. I had Sunday right here and then Friday, and then this year's lanyard that I got was Genshin Impact. And as you can see here, compared to 2019, this was in February. I don't know if I'm pointing the badge right, so yeah, February. Now, I do not know where my first badge is. I believed I threw it away because I was 15 at the time and I didn't care for memories. That's sad. But yeah, I was 15 at the time when I first went, and I really did enjoy it the first time I went. The second time I went was 2019. Yeah, was not for me because it was again a Saturday and it was too busy. Now I want to primarily focus my experience for this year. I don't want to compare it to like last year or the years prior, but I'm probably going to compare it, so please bear with me. This year's Megacon, I felt was more unorganized than ever, just because of the simple fact that... So I'm going to try to go from the beginning. When I got into Megacon, they first changed the venue to the bigger location because last year they had it in the small location, but it felt like more room, if that made any sense. This year's Megacon, they put it in the bigger venue, but it still felt smaller than ever. And maybe it was because I also went on Friday and I didn't go typically on Thursday, because Thursday, in my opinion, is one of the best days, just because not a lot of people are quote unquote going there. And I went there last year on Thursday, and regardless, because I had the 4-day pass, I only went 2 out of the 4 days. Because one, it was cheaper last year to get the 4-day pass in 2 days. And secondly, on Friday and Saturday, I couldn't go for some circumstances that was regarding my family. So I just went on Thursday and Sunday. And Thursday was, I think, one of the best days for me because it was just not a lot of people there. because maybe they were working, and also it starts later than the other ones, and so I'm gonna assume that people do not want to go later. They just want to go in the morning and get it out the way. Pleasantly enjoy Thursday. Friday, I do acknowledge that there is way more people than there should be, but because of that, I didn't like it as much. Because if you have a little bit of claustrophobia, you're not. I did not like it because you feel like a pack of sardines. You feel like you can't even walk, and I didn't particularly like that. Now I do feel like some sections were misproportionate. Like the exhibitor aisle 2 was. It is out of all three of the like selling points. The exhibitors are always the biggest. And then you got the comics, but Artist Alley, just because maybe I have more knowledge of it now than I did last year because of my family member selling her stuff, I felt like they did Artist Alley kind of dirty, in my personal opinion, because the exhibitors, first, it was crowded, I'm gonna say that, but the exhibitors had way more like lenient space to walk and get through. Artist Alley was so tight, especially on Friday, that you couldn't even look at the stuff. Like you will walk and it was so bad. And then the tables last year for Artist Alley was kind of, I'm gonna say, a little bit tad bigger, but this year the tables were so small, and then it was not a lot of room to walk in. And so you were packed with all these people, and they put so many people in Artist Alley, and it was not enough space for the artists. And like, it was not enjoyable. And I love going to Artist Alley because I like seeing the individual art. I can't fathom the fact that you paid a lot of money to pay for a table to sell your own of it individual art, just so you cannot even display it properly because there's just so many people and there's not enough space. So that's one of the things I felt like was done very dirty, was the Artist Alley section, that it was just not a lot of people. Another thing is it was very disorganized, in my opinion. Like, they had Artist Alley next to the autograph section, and last year what they did to the celebrities is that if you didn't pay for an autograph and stuff like that, they will put them behind a curtain, and then the people that paid for it, they will go in the curtain, and then they get the autograph, they get their photo up, get whatnot, what yada yada yada. This year, they had the photo ops and the autographs on two different sides, but in the autograph section, you could see everyone, all the celebrities signing, and it was like, I thought that was so stupid, because because there's so many people, so not a lot of people are gonna see. But I took my phone at some points and I started recording just to record B-roll for the show, and I got some celebrities, and I'm not gonna show it because I feel like it was disrespectful for me to record them, and like I didn't pay for that experience. And then everything was also overpriced. But then again, if you need to save, for you to join Megacon really and enjoy the experience, you have to save a lot of money. And I'm not saying you cannot go to the queues, because in Megacon they also include a schedule. And so when you walk in, people always get confused about this at the very beginning. When you walk in, there's the exhibitors, there's everything you pay for plus the food court. So basically the very area that you're in is all money based, that everything they're selling, you pay. But when you get out to the sides, there's two escalators, and they're in the north side or the south side, and each side have different little rooms, and each room have a different activity going on a different time. And not a lot of people at the very beginning, at least for me, like I said, I didn't know they had different scheduled events. So you can have Q&As with different voice actors. You can do like trivia, like an anime theme song trivia. But it's because everything is so overwhelming. You don't even you don't even want to go. And it's also very limited space. When you go, there's already so many people that you can't even go into that, because there's so many people you can't even look at it. So I think that's another thing, is that due to the fact that it was in I think it was over capacity, like the people that were there, that I couldn't really enjoy it. At least for me, I couldn't really enjoy it. But then again, I prefer Thursday and Sunday. Those are my two preferable days to go to MegaCon, regardless if Friday and Saturday there's more people. Because I know there was like celebrity guests, but I was not particularly interested in the celebrities because I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna spend over $500 on a singular autograph, if that makes sense. Like, that's just not my cup of tea. I will just wave from the corner, but like that's about it. Unless there is someone that I really want to see, like I have to see them before I die, I'm not really interested in seeing any of the celebrities there. And then the Japanese, like the voice actors for like the anime characters, I watch anime in Japanese. So like no disrespect to the voice actors, but it's because I'm used to the Japanese voice actors that I kind of don't want to see them either. And this is really no disrespect. I'm trying not to do no disrespect right now. It's just like I prefer Japanese. So like really none of the actors I saw there I was interested in seeing at all. But yeah, compared to Friday and Sunday, I prefer Thursday and Sunday just because Thursday there's like those 2 days, Thursday, there's not a lot of people compared to Friday and Sunday. Saturday, not Sunday. And then on Sunday, another key hint that if you're a little bit of a cheapskate and stuff like that, Sunday they're trying to get rid of inventory. So a lot of people in a lot of venues, I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of people in different places will sell their stuff in a discounted price. So they will be like, oh, today's sale is 2 figurines for $35. Like, because they're trying to get rid of stuff before they send them back. Because a lot of people are out of state and they will send all their stuff back. And that's a lot of money they're wasting. So they try to get rid of all their inventory, make some sort of profit. Now, I do got some stuff from MegaCon. I'm not going to say I never got anything. But I got a couple of figurines. I got a Funko Pop and I got a special print that I got of Miku and Gumi. It's because I'm into Vocaloid. I don't know if you are, but I am. And I also got a special t-shirt because I am going to see an Attack on Titan movie that is going to be airing February 10th of 2025. And I will be doing a video on my thoughts of that too. Because, you know, it's just Attack on Titan in the last movie. One day only in North America. Because that's some sort of bullshit. But yeah, do I recommend MegaCon for people? Yeah. I do recommend it. I don't know how much of an extrovert you are, but if you like to talk to people and meet with people and connect with people, then yeah, Friday and Saturday are the perfect days. And there's just more activities, but it's just so packed. But if you like connecting with different communities and like seeing different things and enjoying this, like the vibe and just the whole overall feel of MegaCon, then it is perfect for you. I do particularly like MegaCon. It's just I prefer the days that are not super busy, just because I'm a little bit more of an introvert. Okay, and I prefer to be more in like my house, and yeah, I do like going out, but compared to like the busiest days, I prefer the less busiest days, at least for me. But yeah, I do think if you like going to conventions and connecting with people, MegaCon is for you. Not sponsored by MegaCon, by the way. Because this is a very small channel. They're not going to sponsor me for shit. I want to give my honest review about this. Today is like the first day after MegaCon. This is Monday. And I'm just trying to like tell it as fresh in my mind as possible. This year, I did not like how disorganized it was, but it was still an overall good experience. MegaCon was kind of good. I know that next year, they're going to start in March. So let's see how that goes. I probably will go again, but like 1 or 2 days. Maybe I'll get the 4-day pass again. Because I know in the advanced ticketing, the 4-day pass was $69. But when I paid way after that, and it was like $149, it was just cheaper to get Friday and Sunday because it came out to like $115. But yeah, that's my honest review on Megacon. If you want me to talk more about like stuff that's not anime related, like anime, and just do my reviews and talk more about subjects like this, please let me know. But yeah, my name is Celis. Felt like this video was super long. I feel like I've been here for like an hour talking. Hopefully my mic quality is better. It sounded a little bit better on my when I was editing. So yeah. I'm also trying to talk slower because I did get a comment from like someone that I talk relatively fast, and that's why I mumbled a lot. So I'm trying to talk a little bit slower than like I usually do. I don't know if it's working. Yeah, I don't know if it's working, but I do hope you enjoy this video. That was weird. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to talk more about stuff like this, like subject-wise, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, my name is Celis, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Singing Miku, Miku, ooh, ooh. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. This is a mistake. I regret life. Oh my god. Oh, that's nice. Oh. 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 Oh, titties.